Okay. Um, the mission statement for this class. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Nadudua Akuasika, also known as Miss Green. And I teach the English recovery class here at Leadership Prep, Castlemont High School after school program. My mission statement for this class in particularly is that students are empowered and appreciative of the English language and how we can use that for self-empowerment. I have used readings that I feel they can relate to, as well as readings that they need to be aware of. Cross-cultural, I think, is important, that our young people can connect to someone that represents them, as well as those around them.
Okay, and then going off of that, last week we talked about this after class, but that one student who said, "You're not an easy teacher, but you have structure and you can relate to us. You make it easy for us to conform to the classroom." What do you think about that, and like how other classrooms are run?
Well, I can only speak for myself. And I think that students, young people want to be respected, and they want to give respect. I don't always think they want us to be their friend. I think they want us to understand them. But it's not about me coming to their level. It's about them coming to mine. In love and in peace and in understanding. It's not being demanding, but it's about being real with them. And when I speak to them, I'm speaking spirit to spirit, heart to heart. And I think they realize
that. I guess this question will go off that, what you just said. And my question was about honesty. You seem to have a teaching method which prizes honesty and real talk. And so how do you feel about what are boundaries, or how do you feel about being honest with young people rather than trying to shelter them from serious matters that exist in the world?
I think fear is something I'm not about putting into young people, but to be aware or to be cautious about your surroundings, I think is very important. I think sometimes we may sugarcoat the wrong thing. If it's about our environment, if young people are in an environment that is not the best and the most safe environment, then we need to be real about that and give them tools on how to keep themselves safe while they're there. And I think that's important. I think, about being real to them. I'm real to them, but I'm also hopeful. My realness is about some hope. My realness is about changing their consciousness and their way of being. It's not about disparity. It's about prosperity. And I think that's what they need to hear. We have heard for so much that we're a product of our environment, but we don't have to be. It's choice. And we can move up out of here, and still our lives.
Well, I think you might have gone into this, but you might want to go into more detail
on
what some of the most important things you hope your students specifically get out of this class, particularly, seeing as it's kind of a special class.
It is a special class. Yeah. You're absolutely right. I hope they get out of here a sense of self, a sense of empowerment under the auspices of Recovery English. because recovery English involves critical thinking. It involves debates. It involves being able to read and comprehend. It involves essay writing. And whatever those subjects are about, we're still under the auspices of recovery English. And so if a student has to write about how they see the world, or how could they see it differently, or what could they do to make the world a different place to be, and what are some of the solutions they can bring forth, and bullet that and give me an essay paper with the APA format on it with 12 parts, and that's English. But it's about something that can empower them. If they have to do writing on a newspaper article, maybe a lot of them may not have a newspaper at home. But if they can come and read an article and discuss it, then I know we're working toward reading comprehension, and that's a good thing. And we've done that and have had some wonderful, wonderful discussions. The thing about it, I think we all have to be innovative in our way of educating our young people. It needs to be real for them. And I think there are parts of us that maybe get that, because if we didn't, Romeo and Juliet wouldn't have had to be rewritten as the West Side Story. Do you understand what I'm saying? But we need to rewrite it again and again and again for whatever generation, we need for our young people to get it to move forward. However many times we have to be innovative. That's what we need to do for their success. For their success. Not maybe our way of looking at it, but for their success.
So this class is focused, the class we're in that is paired up with our volunteer work here is, it relates to the idea of literacy. So I'm wondering, since this class you talk so much about different subjects and different issues, I'm wondering to you, what is literacy?
Literacy to me is to be able to read, understand, comprehend. I'm for my own self, I am just been, as a little sidebar, just been just really taken back with a book that I'm reading myself. It's called The Spirit Catches You When You Fall Down. I don't know if you're familiar with that book, but it is about this cultural family that didn't know the language and was here, and because of our American ways of doing things, and their customs and traditional ways of doing things, it became a lot of conflama, new word, okay? It became a lot of conflama. So I think literacy is very, very important. Reading is the means of understanding. You need to know. That's the communication. And I'm about not just this language, many languages. Education is very, very important. It can come in many facets, but it's very, very important.
Any more questions?
Um,
So I think that was probably good for the interview.